Hello. All right. Here we go. Spirit Say with Cash. Oh my God, my hair is like crazy. Hello, everybody. I'm coming. Running a little behind, but it's for good reason. Hey, wake up, everybody. I'm coming. Just trying to get this video together and some music on. Hey, Tessa. Hey, Pia. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Alice and Manny and Widito. I just got to get some music for us to enjoy ourselves. Hey, Raquel. Girl, we got to get together. Enough is enough. Wow. Maybe I can get my hair together, though. Hold on. Mrs. Trombino, it has been too long. Seriously. And we live probably 20 minutes apart. Enough. We need to get a slice of pizza and get together and see each other. Hi, Sam. Hey, everybody. Just rock it. I will, Alice. I will. Hold on. Let's get this Wi-Fi together. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everyone has been keeping well. We weren't together last week, but alas, we are together today. I got a little cleavage action for you this evening. Hello. Hi. Brims and Cigars. Hello, Nasola and Nicole. No more pizza. Girl, bye. I just came home from a trip. I'm going to share that with you where the food was delicioso, but I definitely missed a slice of pizza. New York pizza. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had any yet, but I'll get there. All right. So we're at Thursday, February 15th, 2008. I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you celebrate that. I hope it was warm and loving and full of sex. Hello. I mean, if you're not getting it any other day of the year consistently, at least be getting the knock on Valentine's Day, please. And if you're not getting it from someone, then I certainly hope that you gave it to yourself because, hello, we're getting ready to leave this season of cold weather and head into the summer. So get your winter bunny lustiness on and popping because it's about to be a rizzy. So last week, I wasn't able to meet with you guys because I was packing and getting ready to go away on vacation. And I hope you can hear that a little bit, D'Angelo. So I was headed to, hi, Shelly. I was heading on vacation, and I went to Havana, Cuba for about 7 days. O-M mother effing G. Please, give me some likes or loves for anybody who's visited Havana. I got to see. I want to see who else is in my realm of having had this wonderful, dope experience because it is just, oh my God, it's just such a rich experience. The people, the culture, the vibe, the food, the art, the dancing, the sensuality, everything. It is just muy bonita, muy bonita. I got to practice some of my Spanish. I got to do some salsa. I got to do some belly dancing with some young women, thanks to the host that I was there with. I was accompanied by my family and friends, and that was amazing. It was just incredible. So I'm really high off of that. It is now 9 o'clock, 9:10 or something like that, and I literally landed at 6 o'clock. And here we are with my hair looking wild. I think my hair's still in the playa. See? I think my hair's still in the playa, honey. That's why it's so damn wild. Playa would be beach. I think it's still hanging out in that area. So here's what I want to talk to you about today. Talk with you about today. I'm still looking to see who has been to Cuba. Nasola, I see you said you loved it. Girl, when did you go? Did I get the knock? Did I get the knock? I didn't get the knock. I had self-love knock on Valentine's Day. It was very nice, I must say. I'm very crafty. My fingers are small, but they get the job done with assistance. So, hi Hazel. Yeah, it's really dope. We have to talk more about it, Nasola. I would love to hear what your experience in Havana was like. And I can't wait to go back. And I would encourage each and every one of you, if you thought about going and yada yada and mulling it, just go. Just pack your bags, buy the damn ticket, and go. And so anyway, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about making this year and every day that you get to breathe that freaking day, that freaking month, that freaking year where you just do it. No more talking. Let's get it done. Cuba's been on my list of places to visit for a really long time. My grandfather, my dad's dad, is from Palma Soriano, which is in the Santiago region of Cuba. So I always had a very special affinity for wanting to visit and wanting to see a part of my culture, because we come from, I have a really beautiful family. My dad's a really incredible man. Anybody who knows me knows I talk about him all the time. And his father was a great man, my grandfather, may he rest in peace. So I just had to put my feet on it and see, like, what is the connection? And I got it. Those men are, oh my God, so loving. And it's just so natural. It's not forced. It just is what it is. It's just, there's a love there for women, especially elder women, their mothers, their aunts, their sisters, that is unbelievable. That's unbelievable. So get you some. But like I said, Cuba has been on my list of places to visit for a very long time. And I watch that list transfer from year to year. So first of all, how are we keeping track of our goals? Show me some ways, please. Message in, whatever you want to do. Let me know how you're keeping track of your goals. How are you keeping account of actually attaining what you desire to do? Is it just on the paper and it just transfers to the paper the next year? Is it in the journal and it stays in the journal to the next year? Is it something that you're constantly talking about? Is it something that when you walk the streets of New York or wherever you visit and you see reminders of places that you wanted to visit, you're like, I want to get there one day, or I want to take that class one day, or I want to learn that language another day, or I want to, I want to meet these people, all that kind of thing. This is the time right now. Excuse me. And I'm not preaching to you. Never. I always like to give that disclaimer. I'm very passionate, very adamant about what it is that I talk about. And I'm also talking it because I'm living it at the same time. I don't know if many of you know this also, but I suffer from anxiety and depression. And those things can rob you of lived experiences. And I'm sure other people who are watching also suffer from anxiety and depression. So you know how much your desires become things that are just mulling in your head, or wishes that you don't speak of, and they never actually come to fortitude or an actual experience that's real, that you can feel. So it means a lot to me to get back in the driver's seat of being a traveler. I grew up traveling. My parents met at Pan Am. I've been traveling since I was in the belly, and took a long break while I was pursuing my master's degree. But now I feel like I can get back there and get into this international moment and even national moment and see how other people live, especially in the climate that we live in right now. How we can all continue to do our part is to engage other people that are outside of our comfort zone. If that's not what we already do, we cannot evolve if we consistently stay comfortable. It's not going to work. Put yourself in a position to do something that you've never done. Put yourself in a position to be uncomfortable and see what happens. Activate your faith. It's not just a word. It's an action. It's an action. Faith is an action word. So you can have faith and you can keep it. You can have faith and you can love it. But what about the action of your faith? How are you putting that into practice? So tell me, how are you, please, I want to hear this. How are you keeping track of your goals? How are you keeping track of your goals? Is it vision boards? A lot of people use vision boards. Some people use journals. Some people use notebooks. Some people use accountability partners. I have one of those too. That's a great way to stay on track about what you want to accomplish. Hey, Terrence. Hi, Tracy and Alan and Kim and Sandy and Maria and Peggy and Teresa. Who am I missing? And Linda and Chai and Kara and Julian and Aquinos and LWM Beta and Samantha. Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning in. So, hello, my love, Delight. Hi, Drea. How you doing? So yeah, let's start to get to this place where we're not afraid to attain our wishes on the inside. Step out and do it. And this is a conversation. This is not just me doing this. So you got to talk to me and you got to tell me something that you've been dying to do and you haven't done it because you're afraid. What is that? And it's amazing what people will say. Like some people will be like a painting class, or a dance class, swimming. It could be anything. What are some of the things that you're holding yourself back from? What are you holding yourself back from? Don't be afraid to share that. This is why I do this, so we can talk and we can have a collective that we encourage each other and we somewhat do hold each other accountable to say like, damn, I've been talking about this for 5 years, but when am I going to make it happen? So I'll wait till some things pop up and then I'll move on to something else that I want to share with you. So many years ago, I would say we're in 2018. I think like 2010, 2011, 9. I don't remember the exact dates, but I was belly dancing more actively and teaching classes and taking a lot of classes and performing in the city and all over the place. I was traveling and performing with Panani Poets, and I was doing a show with a gentleman, musician, artist in New York named Jerry Bezdikian. And Jerry came to me with this idea about doing a topless belly dance show. Right? It was called La Nuit des Nubiens, the Night of the Nubians. And his vision essentially was to have a montage of brown belly dancers, me being the starring element, and me dancing in a very honest way in terms of my body, in terms of revealing myself, the top part of my body, my breasts, and having my adornments on the bottom part of my body, as well as jewelry and hair. And it was very ceremonious, very sacred. It was a very new thing to do because if anyone's not familiar with the belly dance community, it is a very specific genre of art, and they particularly like things to go a certain way. It's a very traditional form of art, and there's a lot of apprehension around being sexual or overtly sexual or overtly sensual. So I guess the dance in itself is supposed to be the encompassment of the sensuality, nothing more, nothing less. And, it's also tied to Muslim culture, which has a very specific standard of how it wishes to see women present themselves sexually. So I say all that to say, if you can't tell where I'm going with this concept of me doing this show with Jerry really sparked a lot of drama in the community, right? Because it was like, who is this girl, number one? who is this girl, right? I guess most dancers follow a line or a pattern of development, which is that you take class, you study under somebody, you wait till they ask you to be in shows, or you join their repertoire of shows, you study with them some more, you go out on your own, yada, 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 yada. It follows that suit. And one thing about myself that I've realized over the years is that whether I like it or not, I do not walk up a straight line. It's really not, first of all, it's really not intentional. Like, that's the way God made me, and I accept that. So that's usually how it goes. Things present itself, I follow it. It's a crooked line, I go. If it's a circle, I go. But my journey didn't look like that. It didn't look like me studying under someone and them asking me to be in a show and then me studying some more and then evolving. It didn't. It looked like me taking classes and enjoying it and dancing with women who were awesome, who some of those women I still am connected to, and who were very encouraging and loving at the time, and still are. And me having this opportunity come my way and me saying, let's do it. Let's try it. I'm an artist. I love art. And I love stepping out into something that's different and uncharted, because I feel like that's who I am. That's what I do. So needless to say, I did the show more than one time in the city. We did it at the Sullivan Room. I don't think the Sullivan Room is there anymore. It's in the Village. And I think I did about 2 shows there. And then we did a show at Kama Sutra Lounge, which was like near Rockefeller Center. But the first few shows, like I said, it was topless. And as far as I'm concerned, and for other people who came to see the show, it was so much less about sex and anything that was about defiling the body or defiling myself or defiling the art. But it was really more my own personal statement on being a woman of color, on being a woman of color in the belly dance world, on being a woman of color who often feels the weight of what it means to be punished for your skin color, for what it means to be able to do things that are avant-garde and not be beaten with a gavel or handed a letter to stick on your body to say, oh, you're a Jezebel, or you're a stripper, you're a whore. It had nothing to do with any of that. Anybody who was there who saw it, and whether someone who was there could testify or not, I was there. And I know that my position on this was about doing avant-garde work layered into belly dance, layered into somewhat political activism for being proud of being a Black woman and not being afraid to say that in a raw way that didn't involve me feeling less than, right? So there's a lot of times we do things because we're trying to make a statement, but then how do we really feel when these things are being done? I could say to you that when I was doing burlesque, I moved from belly dance to burlesque a couple years later. And for me, for some reason, I could see women do burlesque in many cities, many places, many countries. Some of the best burlesque I've ever seen is right here in New York City. But for me, a lot of times when it was over, I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't. I felt cheap. I felt less than. I didn't feel good about me. And I think anything that we step out and we decide that we're going to do, what really matters, despite the controversy that might come in our direction, is how you feel about yourself at the end of what it is that you presented. And so at the end of these shows that I presented with Jerry, I felt great about my work. But I never got a chance to feel that greatness. I sensed it and I thought it, but I was too afraid to feel great about what I did because I was too occupied in taking on the negative that came my way as a result. Many women talked about me in a disgusting way, totally disgusting. And I think the part that was so, I guess more hurtful than anything was like, how is it that this dance is supposed to be about the collective? How is it supposed to be about the sacred? How is it supposed to be about sisterhood? How is it supposed to be about the feminine? And these women that I'm around, instead of having an opinion and being mature and having a conversation with me, decide to rally and speak negatively of me and degrade me verbally and put down my talent as a dancer that I didn't give myself, that God gave to me. I believe I'm a wonderful dancer. And that's a very modest statement, humbling statement, not because I made myself that way, but that's the way God made me. And so I just remembered, as I landed on the plane today, I remembered how occupied I was with the negative response that I got versus feeling my own greatness. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. That's why I shared that story. Every time we put ourselves on the back burner for the desire of someone else, every time we don't honor the truth about who we are and how we really feel with us, not with other people. Anytime we decide to allow others' voices to be louder than our own, anytime that we dim our light so that someone else can shine too, these are all examples of not being in your greatness. And no one deserves to not experience their own greatness, right? Most of us, especially in the social media era, I think most people, even some of the celebrities that we see on a daily, whether we like it or not, I think they're a victim of their own cause also, because they are so not in touch with really feeling their own greatness that it needs to be projected out so that it can be reflected back. That's pretty scary. I'm going to say that again. When you have your own greatness and it's not something that you can feel, that you're not with, you can't be with it. There's no clue. I mean, how many of us have seen actors? I was just reading an article today about Philip Seymour. Philip Seymour, his last name is escaping me, but he was an actor. He died about 4 years ago from a heroin overdose or complications with opioids, something to that degree. Great actor. When I was doing more acting work, I did a movie with him. It was like a really small scene I shot called Jack Goes Boating. And he was the director on the film, and I was doing extra work, but it was like a featured scene. It was, really tight shot. And he was a wonderful director. He was a wonderful actor. He had a lot to offer. And, I was just reading the article from his wife's perspective, and she was just talking about the struggle that he had with addiction for much of his life, much of his adult life. And I thought, wow, no matter how many Oscars this man had, how many accolades that he got, no matter how many times people revered his work or clapped for him, and he still wasn't able to feel his own greatness in a way that was enough for him to be settled in to the gifts that he had, despite the voices of other people. And the voices of other people, by the way, that speak negatively to you, about you, they turn into your voice after a while. And that's why it's important to live your truth and to live your greatness. Because the only way to counteract that is to be honest about who you are and to never give up on that and to never compromise that for somebody else's desires, This is what I wrote today when I landed on the plane. I realize it's easy to be more preoccupied with worrying about what people around me will feel if I be great than I'm more occupied with my own greatness. It's really fear. And one way that my spirit is saying for me to work through this is to continue to honor my truth. Whatever that truth is, I got to honor it. I have to be me 100%, which doesn't mean you have to push yourself down someone's throat. I think we all know people like that who they think that being themselves means jamming themselves down someone's throat, force feeding themselves to people. That's not it. It's not about force feeding yourself to people. It's not about being right all the time. It's not about being heard all the time. It's not about that. It's about nobody would ever know what your truth is but you. And what people feel that radiates off you is the constitution of what you put inside. So if people feel phony, if people feel a sense of disingenuousness, because you may be being a phony and being disingenuous with yourself. That's how dope self-honesty really is. That's how dope it really is that the truth, more truth that you pour in here, the more it will be felt out there. And no one can take that away from you. Not a single person can take that away from you. Nobody. It's yours. And that's what it means to feel and live your greatness, is that it's not contingent on anybody else. It's nothing to do with anybody else. And I want that for you guys, because I want it for myself. And this life, as far as I'm concerned, is about being great and being generous. So if I have something, I want to share it. That was one of the things I noticed in Cuba that was so cool. I met all these people who were saying like, oh, in Havana, if I have a sandwich and you're hungry or you want a piece, look, I'll give it to you. And that's really the culture. Dead ass. Like I was looking at people on the street with food, churros, chips, all this kind of thing. And if I looked too long, they were like, you want something? You know, in New York it'd be shade like, damn, you in my plate? You want to eat? You want to sit on my lap? You know? And it wasn't like that. It was just genuine, like, here, come, I'm going to share this with you. That's the heart of greatness, right? The divine is great, and the divine is generous. God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, whomever you pray to, that's my three, and my guides, my African ancestral guides. That's greatness. It's always going to be good. You always can test the goodness of something to see what it produces. If it doesn't produce shit, then it ain't shit. If it's good though, it multiplies, and it goes and it goes and it goes. So I want you guys to get busy with being great. I'm here to support you, you know, like we could private message, we could DM, text me, whatever. Let's do it. Let's get this done. Let's see what's going on in some conversation. Alice is asking me if I want to start my Thursday class up. Oh, if I want to start my belly dance class up in Merrick again, I think I do, actually. Yes, why not? I'd love that. I'd love that. I love teaching. So the woman that I went to Cuba with, her name is Janelle Cortez. She has a travel company called Rumba de Cuba, I believe. I will share it on my Facebook page in the coming days. Hey, Mel. Melanie was in the trip. Melanie and Mel were in the trip, living it up. So she's a belly dancer as well, and she was generous enough to introduce me to the dance school that she frequents there. She supports a ton of beautiful, beautiful, talented dancers. I feel like the school's name is Paseo. And I was able to go and teach a belly dance class to these young, beautiful dancers, and it was just energetic and fly. I will post this so you guys can see it. It was so dope. Such a great, great experience. But yes, when you have goodness in you, you want to share it, you know? So I want you all to get busy with your goals and make them active. And it doesn't have to be the big goals. It can start small. It could be something as tiny as wanting to clean a certain space so that you can have more privacy for yourself, or wanting to allow people into your space. You know, it's funny. I go there. I do this wonderful trip with my friends and my family. The young woman who, Janelle, like I said, who organized the trip, she's a dancer here in New York. Janelle and I have never met, like, on formal terms, like never hung out, danced together. She shared with me that she came to the show that I had did with Jerry. But all this time, I've known her through the social media world and you know, through the community in a roundabout way. First time I got to see her and be around her was in Cuba. That's crazy. That's crazy. Who is in your life right now that can be a resource and greatness and generosity that is right next to you that you're not utilizing? They're everywhere. I promise you. I promise you there's something that you want to do, that you want to get done. There's a goal, there's a dream, there's something that you want and you need assistance, and somebody in your circle can give it to you. All you have to do is open yourself up and say, hey, this is what my goal is. And if you're having trouble with that, if you're having trouble with even getting that portion started, try and carve out a space for yourself where you can sit and be still and listen to your heartbeat and listen to your breath rise and fall, and listen to your mind do what it's going to do. Sidebar, let's stop thinking that meditation means that your mind's going to do this. It's not going to do it. It's not. The gift is to rise above the chatter. So let it talk, let it talk, let it talk. and keep breathing and keep being still and keep listening and keep waiting and keep asking, right? Stop trying to get this is never going to stop. This is, matter of fact, if it stops, then you ain't here and we ain't doing this no more. So please don't try to get your brain to stop. Just begin to be still enough to rise above the chatter. That's all you got to do. Hey, Yali. Yes, girl. I know, Drea. I know you know them fly yoga poses, honey. You rising above all kinds of chatter with your legs in the ceiling and toes reaching over. I see you. Proud of you. It's looking good. So yes, I want you guys to step into your greatness. That's my message for you all this Thursday. Step into your greatness. Meditate and make space and make time to separate yourself from the anxiety being produced inside of you based off of what you think other people think about you. It's never going to go away. The more you rise, the more it'll be there. It's never going to leave. That's not going to happen, right? But your relationship to it can change. You know, the thought that really crossed my mind tonight was like, I wonder if Mother Teresa was busy feeling shitty about being Mother Teresa. I doubt it. I doubt Mother Teresa had time to really put herself in a position, or Gandhi, or MLK, or Malcolm X. We can go on and on. Or Princess Diana, or Christ, or Buddha. We can go on and on. When you're great, you just got to be great. And you can't consume yourself with what energy is coming back the other way. The most you can do, that I believe, is to be generous to whatever's coming your way. Well, be it good or bad. Be it good or bad. And so, to bring it back to the story that I shared with you about this experience I had in the belly dance community. You know, if I would have let it, that negativity that came my way, those women speaking bad about me, judging me, I could have let it push me away from something that I love a lot, because it really hurt. It really hurt. I remember a woman who's a well-known dancer right now in the scene coming up to me when she was still, you know, building her career and saying like, you know what? I was one of those people that was talking about you. And you know what? I said this and I said that and I said this and I said that. And a lot of people were saying negative things about you. And I'm actually shocked, but you're really talented, you know? And it was like, this is weird. This is weird. This is really bold. You're going to roll up on me. Don't know me from a can of paint. Or whatever you heard may be totally false. I might punch it. But anyway, you know, it's a lot to deal with. But I actually respect her honesty. You know, I respect her honesty. I don't see her often all the time, but when I do see her, you know, I say, what's up? How you doing? And I feel like I have a very, as acquaintance as we are, it's a very honest relationship. And I appreciate her for being forward enough to speak up and say that. And I think I let a lot of that negativity push me away from the dance, actually, because I felt like I walked into scenarios where people were judging me before I got there. And God, if anybody like really knew me, which they didn't, you can't even put together the nightmare you were creating with who you thought I was. Like, how much time can we waste on combating the person that people think we are versus who we know we are? I know there's goodness in here, and fun, and love, and joy, and generosity, and sex. That too. And I'm not ashamed of it. Okay? And avant-garde, and in your face, and boldness, and locks, and incense, and shoulders, and cleavage that is helped by a bra. I know all those things exist, right? But it's time for me, and it's time for you to own your greatness. Own it. Be it. Do it. Live it. And don't worry. And don't worry. Never mind. It's not even about the hater thing. I think the hater word is like so overdone, overused, overabused. It's not about the hater thing, because when the hater thing doesn't really exist. Someone can never hate on you or me. They're hating on themselves, and the byproduct is being pushed in your direction. That's how that goes. Ain't hating on me, ain't hating on you. They hating on themselves. And instead of the bile being poured on them, they're pouring it outside onto someone else. Great Buddhist lesson I learned one day at a Buddhist temple is that look at everyone as though they are a diamond that's buried deep inside the dirt and mold over with coal and rubbish and everything like that. And as hard as that might be, it's such a tall order as it is. It's a nice totem. It's a nice meditative piece for your third eye to remind yourself that somewhere inside this person there's something really good. And there's a lot of dirt and rubbish that might be covering it, but there's something good that's in there. And so try the best you can to connect to that goodness. Try the best you can to be generous to that goodness, because we can learn a lot by goodness. We can learn a lot. We learn more from people being good to each other than we do from people hating each other, which doesn't mean nonviolence, and it doesn't mean never speaking up, and it doesn't mean any of that. Goodness is about the intention by which you start something, right? So I could come up to you, any of you, and curse you out, but my intention might have been to say something kind, and it came out wrong. So I make amends. I apologize. Say, please excuse me, please forgive me. I had a bad day, right? That wasn't the place I was coming from. It just came out wrong. It's goodness. It works, right? Make amends. We're all human. We're trying to get through this thing. I want you all to be great. I want to be great. And I want to remind myself that no matter who doesn't like me, no matter who doesn't enjoy my belly dancing, no matter who has a problem with who they think I am, I promise myself today in front of all of you, I'm not going to let that separate me from being great. And I'm not going to let that separate me from belly dance, which is something that I really love. And I think I let that happen. I think the intimidation that I felt of negativity pushed me away because I'm sensitive. And I told you before, I'm a Pisces. Aquarius, I hope you all are having fun, because it's about to be a wrap, honey. Okay? Pisces season is on deck. Drea, girl, we coming up. Lexi, where you at? Natalie, where you at? All my Pisces, about to be our time. I digress. Okay? I'm sensitive. I'm Pisces, and I'm sensitive about my ish. But the thing is, I've learned, let's not recoil. The worst thing we could do is isolate and recoil and step away. All right? I'm not going to step away. I'm not going away, okay? I got to step forward and step into. And even if I feel a shudder or a shift or uncomfortable, it's okay. Earthquakes always stop. So our little earthquakes that we get in here, just ground down. They will cease at some point. Yes? All right, let's see what everyone is. Yes, Dre. Dre says, live your life for you, girl. Yes, my dear, I shall. I will. We all need a little reminder every now and again. Mel says, I'm jamming in the back. I'm trying. I got to give y'all music and conversation, not just one or the other. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Let's get back really quick to Delightful DW. She said, talking with someone I trust. Oh, this is about being great and keeping to your goals. I feel sometimes when you talk to many folks, it feels like the energy is taken from it. So I tend to share to a very small group of people I trust to talk out loud my goals. That's really dope and really cool too. But I do want to challenge you. I want to challenge you because what I hear and what you said, my Rasta sister, is a little tinge of a lot of us who have been raised Caribbean style. You know, we kind of get burdened a little bit. I call it a burden. Whereas it's like, don't tell too many people this, because you don't want people to know that. And don't tell da-da-da-da. And I think there's times for that. I do. But I also have found that after a while, that cloak is actually also cloaking my goals. So that if I decided to be way more. If I want to take the chance, F it. Talk about it 1,000 times. It's not draining the energy. That's pushing the energy up. That's letting everyone that you hold above you, that holds you down in the astral realm and the spiritual realm, that's letting them know you mean business. Don't hide that. Don't hide that. I used to do that a lot. You know, I have goals and I'm not going to talk about it with too many people because one, I don't want to share all of it. Two, I don't want to take the power away from it. And three, I had to cut that out because all I found myself doing really was now shrouding what I want to get from myself. I found myself shrouding the freedom that goals need to prosper. Goals are just going to be ideas, right? They're ideas. And then we put them down and then we make plans and then life really comes in and brings the color. And so if I want to give myself the best opportunity possible to make a painting that really reflects who I am with no limitations, with no negativity and no fear, I need to speak on it. I need to be bold. I need to be big about it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not asking anyone to be unafraid. That is uncivilized. Okay, I don't trust anyone who's fearless, to be honest with you. Fear is important. It plays its role. But releasing that a little bit, it also helps. It means that you mean business. That, yeah, I'm going to talk about it to everybody. I'm going to talk about it all over the place. So that when this situation pops off, you will remember because you heard me say it to you. Or you will be in a situation where you may know someone who could help me. Or you may know somebody who can help me. So I am encouraging you all to dream big and get fearless with it. What's Mel saying? Southern people too. Yep, don't tell people you're pregnant. Wait till you're 4 months. Now see, that's one that I kind of understand though, because I don't know. I feel like pregnancy is such a sacred thing. That is kind of like, you know, maybe I want to wait so I know that I'm solid and comfortable. But I also feel like, especially for new mothers, I think whenever you decide to share, it should be your business. Share it. You know what I mean? I think it's definitely, I see what you're saying. No, I know. That's why I said certain situations. Not every situation is a jump off the ledge. Not all of them. But I think where we're discussing goals, though, jump. Go. Tangible things, things that we want to acquire, things that we want to attract to our life, the person that we want to become, especially the person that we wish to be. I know I'm not the only person who has aspirations on being a different person, not other than, but greater than, right? Or less than in some areas. Maybe I want to be a little less than this or whatever. We all want to do a little tweaking every now and again based off of the information that we get as we live our life. So in those areas, I'm speaking really specifically. Be bold. Be bold. Jump out. You don't have anything to lose. And if it doesn't work out for some reason, we don't have to. We do this to ourselves. Then we create this thing like, oh my God, it didn't work out because I told too many people. Where is that written? Where is that written? Maybe it didn't work out because it wasn't meant for you to do at the time. Maybe it didn't work out because something better is coming. Maybe it did work out, but you can't see it right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes with that. You know what I mean? So anyway, we're at 43 minutes. We're at 43 minutes. We're going to wrap it up. I can't believe how fast 43 minutes or 45 minutes goes. Get a journal, Mel. Get a journal, girl. I'm telling you. Unload. If you guys don't have a journal, get one. The next time I see you, or maybe one of these times coming up, I'm going to show you guys my journals. I have journals since I'm 7 years old. I'll be 37, God willing, next month. I have 30 years of written work. Okay? Honey, if I didn't have the journals, I would come to y'all looking like this. I'm not even being an ass. I'd roll up here in my little chair, and on its own, it would do this constantly because everything that's going around in here would be like, please let me out. Get a journal. notes. And if you don't want a classic book, get a Pinterest or some shit. Use your notes. I don't care. Journals in whatever form they come. It could be an artwork book. It could be a writing book. It could be, like I said, it could be notes. It could be collages, whatever. Get something where you can put what's in here out. Sublimate that. It's important. And it'll help you to see yourself even richer than you already do. See? Yes. Yeah, that's true too. Your parents do drill it up in your head. All right, guys. I'm off. I'm going to watch Top Model. I am going to eat some food. And I'm going to take a shower because I smell like airplane. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next Thursday. Mwah. Peace.